Yeah, see, that's cool. I'm clicking it as well. So when I click it, that is really cool. Guys. What's going on? What's going on? It is Pags, your lovely host. Welcome to Program with Pags. Guys, let's get some tunes going. Let's play some tunes. Let's see. That's not a tune. All right, I got some tunes going, guys. So today, it is going to be, hold on, let me turn down the volume in my headphones. DJ, can you turn the volume up? That's my Lil Wayne rap impression. Okay, so we're gonna do a MPX, we're gonna do a React application with animations. What I wanted to jump in is just start off from the MPX portion. So it's gonna be a React animation tutorial, and we are gonna use Framer Motion for it. We can actually use Next. I prefer Next over React personally these days. I enjoy it a whole bunch more. So we could try React. But Next, it's just going to be quick. It's just going to be the bread and butter. Guys, let's do Next. I'll rename the folder to Next Animations. So I'm going to go ahead and instantiate the Next.js project. Let's go ahead and do that. TypeScript, of course, we want to use. ESLint, of course, we want to use. Tailwind CSS, wouldn't use any other CSS framework. SRC directory, that's okay. App router, yes. And would you like to customize import alias? That is okay. We will not do that. So those are my default configurations. I'm gonna pull up this what is it called? Framer Motion. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little bit sick. I'm having a little bit of a runny nose. Was out in Colorado with the family, which is always time for shenanigans, outdoor cold shenanigans. So Framer Motion is going to be what we use to do some of our animations, right? Animations, hopefully I've showed a preview at this point where you guys had seen the animation we built. I have no idea what we're going to build right now at this point, but we're going to build something. So I'm going to steal this npmi Framer Motion, and we're going to pop that into here. And let's build out our project a bit. Let's go ahead and run the server. I'm going to set this up here. Guys, I say a lot, by the way. I realized that in my recordings 100 episodes later or 100 videos later. I will work on that. So, and I say so a lot is what I also realized. Now that I pointed out, you guys are going to hear it 15 different times throughout this tutorial. I shouldn't have pointed it out. I've started the dev server. Let's fire up the application and see the application, the Next.js just landing page. Let's get there. Oh, this is not our application. What happened? Why did we get swapped over, guys? I might have misclicked or something. I must have, accidentally closed out of this project really quick and then opened up this. I don't know how I did that. I'll have to rewatch the footage. But let's get back to our animations project. Right now, it's just a plain Jane Next.js project. Just right out of the box. That's the only step we're at. So. Oh, I just did it. I just said so. I just said it. Let's calm it down on the music for a sec. Let's get this Next.js application up and running. So the server should start. Next.js is great. And then let's read more about Framer Motion. How to use Framer Motion. Really, how we use it is we just pull it in, and they have a ton of animations. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff we can use. So I want to. I hit the and so at the same time. That was beautiful. What we do pull in though is this motion diff. That's what we need to import from our npm alias, and looks like we have all these variants and gestures and other things that we can instantiate or use. We can open in the sandbox. Let's see what Code Sandbox kind of looks like, right? See what these things look like. While it's loading, Let's see. Okay, so if we refresh, see it pop up like a cool little animation. That's beautiful. Maybe we could try to do one of the fancier ones. I think that would be cool. On Team Syncer, I have a parallax effect happening in a few spots, but let's get this application wired up. So I will go to the page.tsx, the main file here, under the app directory. I'm going to close the line 5 to 111, just the main to main. I'll delete it all. We want to remove all that, and then I'll open it up. Guys, I'm going to zoom in a bit more for you guys. It's really zoomed in for me, but that should be pretty clear for you guys, hopefully. You can see it took out all that default stuff. Let's just do our plain Jane hello world or hello next. Boom. There it is. And I'm going to really quick do a class name here. This is going to be my class name wrapper. Say with full, flex dash call, justify center, items dash center, min height screen. That should put us right in the middle, just like that. Awesome. So I delete that hello next, and let's add a new div. We want to do some of these animations. Let's do this, guys. We got this. So there's a drag container too. This is great. This is great. So I will go ahead and copy this in, and looks like we need to paste it like this. And then I need the ref as well. So I am pulling that ref in, const use constraint ref. Now we need to import the use ref, import use ref from React, and we need to import motion from framer motion. Looks like it's not giving us the auto sense here. Let me delete line 1. Don't need that. I'll say import motion. I believe it's from framer motion. I believe. Let's go back to our application. Oh, use ref. In Next.js, there's client side and then there's server side. Anytime we use state, use ref, any of these client-esque things, we need to go to the top of the page and prefix it with use client. That should handle this error here. So it's no longer a React or server component. It's now on the other side. Awesome. So here is this motion div. We can't see it because we don't have anything painted on the screen, but what we can do is maybe say BG red 500 P-5. Let's see. We're getting somewhere, guys. We're getting somewhere. Pretty cool. We're figuring it out as we fly it, right? And let's do a child one as well, and we'll make this one blue. So there's a nested one. Let's refresh it, I guess, and see what that one was. Which one was that? Was that this the drag? Oh, the drag one. Duh. Oh, sorry. Close the window here. So let's see if. Oh my gosh! Look at that. That is so cool. Look at that. Just like that. Just like that, folks. So we've got our drag one. That was pretty easy to integrate, right? That wasn't too bad. Obviously, we can clean it up a bit. Let's make it look a little bit more flashy, or a little bit more like the demo one that we saw. So we could do BG-white. I'll do /20 to make it a little more transparent. I'll say rounded MD. And instead of P5, let's make it a lot more. We'll do P10. And the motion div within it, it's going to be BG white, but we're not going to do any slash. It'll just be the full-blown BG. And then we'll do rounded MD. And we'll even do a shadow. So shadow XL. We could also do P10, make it a little bit bigger. So that's cool. That is cool. That looks great. I enjoy that effect. That looks amazing. So there we go. There we go.
More than 100 years. Look,
let's do one more. Let's do one more.
It's just you think about it.
Let's do another. We got to scroll. It's kind of cool. This path one looks really interesting. Looks like we need an SVG and a few things, an icon. Okay, let's take a crack at this one. Let's see how it goes. Here, I stopped myself from saying it, guys. I stopped myself from saying it. Drag and I was gonna say drop, but it's actually just a drag. DL let me wrap this in a div like this, stack it all up, flex, flex call, and that will be this div. Actually, I will put it into a render template function. This will be the drag template or drag div. It seems to be an adequate name. I'll return this and just paste in that drag div. That's just quick organization. All I did was just want this drag stacked on top of the drag div so we can see which one is which. And then I'll go back into our parent template, if you will. If I can zoom out and kind of show you guys the organization I'm doing. So I have a template function that is just returning JSX just so I can close it, kind of clean up the file a little bit. And boom, there's our drag deal. Let me add a little class name with full. We'll say text center. And I'll even do py2 opacity 50 or something. Just so when you guys download the repository, this repository will be available in the description for you guys as well. I will preface that at some point, or should have prefaced that a lot sooner, excuse me. But I'm trying to do that in all the tutorials, is keep a repository with them. So you guys can, at any point, if there's any discrepancies, you can go look at the code, steal it, run with it, do what you want with it. Please don't steal it, but be inspired by it. Be inspired by it. If you need to steal it, steal it. But if you don't need to, don't steal. Indefinitely borrow. That's acceptable. You can indefinitely borrow the code. Okay, so I've added this SVG path. It looks like it's just kind of fading in. It's not really doing very much. It's just fading in. I don't see it doing the outline. I think on the sandbox, I believe it does the outline if I remember correctly. Let's double check real quick if it does. But you could see it fade in, which was at least, yeah, see, it does that really cool outline. We did not see that. Why aren't we seeing the cool outline? Why are we not seeing it? Do we need to wrap this all in a motion div, path offset? Oh, I should have looked at it. Here we go. Let's look at the code over here. Let's look at the code. Example.tsx. So they have the SVG, a container, emotion.svg. Ooh, looks like we just pulled in an SVG. We've been bamboozled. We've been bamboozled. Alrighty. Maybe that's all we needed. Let's drag it down here, right? Let's drag it over here like this, and I want to make it a little bit smaller so it's not taking up the entire screen. Boom. So now we could see if we get any effects. Looks like it's just kind of fading in, which you could do that as well with motion divs. I'll show you guys a little bit of the motion divs. So you could say motion.div, and then there's a bunch of things you can tack on with the div container itself. Let's do that instead of all this motion icon stuff. It seems to not be working very well for me. So maybe you guys could get that working. That would be fantastic. Yeah, let's steal that. Let's steal that. Boom, motion div. Yeah, we're stealing that. That looks cool. Yeah, we're doing that for sure. Where's it at? Where is it? It's a class name, PG White, P10. Yeah, see, that's cool. I'm clicking it as well. So when I click it, that is really cool. That's beautiful. That is beautiful, folks. Shadow, let's go to MD, and we'll say MY8. But yeah, so that should be enough of a tutorial, just kind of a 10-minute, 15-minute blip on some of these animations. I can go ahead and steal this as well. We'll pop this over here, and I will say, instead of drag, actually we could do py2, that is fine. And Let me just organize it real quick for you guys. Drag, and what is this one going to be? Clicky deal. Works for me. Works for me, clicky deal. And this will be the clicky deal component. That'll work great. So I just make it a function, so it's a little bit more just cleaned up in the template. When you, it's almost like a way of building. What is it called? Building Tailwind components, I guess, in a sense. Like you know how Tailwind CSS is right on the page where you don't have to build the CSS file. You just do all your CSS right here. I'm kind of looking at these render template functions as building a component that's just already here on the page, but it's separated out like a component. So for instance, if I wanted to pass this component props, I could put in a name right here, name string or name Ryan, and then it needs to receive that as a prop as well. So I could do stuff like that where, why are we getting a line through? Name is deprecated. Inconvenient prop name. But I could say a client's name or something, and then pass that in as a deal. And then obviously it's going to look for some sort of state deal as a client name. So maybe I'll just pass in Ryan or Pags. But that's a short blip on a React deal. I can maybe have a video about that, but that's all I'm doing by doing these kind of functions right here that are on the same page as here. I see them as components that you could break them off as components or their own separate files. But if I'm on the fly like this, that's perfectly fine here to have them organized like this. But yeah, guys, this is a fantastic library. I think Framer Motion is your solution for a lot of animations. There's a ton of stuff you can do with it. I've used it professionally and non-professionally. There's transition wrappers and things like this that, maybe that's one last bit I'll do is build a real component where, yeah, let me show you guys that real quick because I do think that's actually really valuable. So you could build a component that is I've done this many times, called a base transition, right? And this base transition, what it is going to be, it's an RFCE React functional component, right? And you can import your Framer Motion here, motion from Framer Motion, and you could do your motion.div. Maybe we just want some sort of slow transition, kind of like this one that it was earlier. Boom. Let's do this ease in, ease out transition. I think that's all we need to do here, right? Transition. Boom. And then in the base transition, I can pass in the children. Let me just TypeScript them real quick. So children React node. Let's see, boom. So the children are just going to be whatever I pass in between the component. They will just go right here. For those wondering what the children are, I always wondered that early in my days, is if I have a div right here, whatever goes in between the div, these are the children. So whatever goes on the outside of the div, these are the parent. So this would be the parent, these would be the children. But even these texts would be the children of this div. So when we declare children in a component, we're just passing in all those texts directly into the component. And this component, it's just going to do the effects that we're telling this component to do. So let's do that. Let's take this base transition. And now if you have any components, anything you need to wrap, let's say the clicky deal, for instance, and you want it to fade in, well, let's go ahead and have it fade in. It didn't fade in. It didn't work, guys. Golly. Let's get it working real quick. Hold on here. Let's get it working. Hold on. I might need to steal another animation. So let's steal this one instead of this one. Maybe it needs a few other things in an initial, things like that. So it does. Look, boom, and there it is. So anything we wrap now. So basically what I'm explaining is build your universal transition effects. Maybe you have a prop that says, oh, this is the spring effect, and this one's the slide in effect. This is, and now you have one component that handles all these transitions or many of your transitions. And all you now need to do, instead of building, we obviously built a clicky deal and things like this, but let's say you build a form, right? This is your form. You need to wrap it with a transition. You just pull in your base transition, throw that form in there, with all your input fields, all that stuff, boom. And you can have that transition effect that you want. And then let's say below that, you're like, well, okay, I want my button to come in. Well, let's just, dummy build a button real quick. Obviously, this isn't a real button. But you can obviously wrap your whatever anything that you need with your transition, your base transition component. So let's actually do that real quick, just with one of these, clicky deal. Boom! Look at that. So it does work. Look at that. We got all sorts of fancy stuff happening with that one. That's cool. That is fun, guys. But that is a bit of a short on this Framer Motion. It's a fantastic library. As you saw, very easy to integrate. Works seamless with Next.js. Again, the biggest thing, you just import it from Framer Motion, pop it motion.div, and just go to Framer Motion's documentation. Look at it, ask ChatGPT, hey, I need some initial transition effects. It'll help take care of it. So, guys, but I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching. I think it's a really powerful tool to get into animations. I will see you on the next one.